Hello everyone, today I'm going to share with you how to use AI for speech and language therapy. I myself a master student studying speech language pathology and learning difficulties, and for those who are not very familiarized with our field, basically a speech therapist is a aligned health profession working with individuals of all ages. We help people with speech, language, and communication disorder, and also help them with their others kind of swallowing, voice, fluency, and even some pre-verbal skills issues. Then why SLP's speech therapist needs AI? First of all, SLP may have a very heavy caseload. For master student, we are seeing 9 clients per week, but for real practicing SLP, they will be seeing 9 cases maybe per day. So AI help us to optimize time-consuming tasks that like transcription, documentation, and data analysis, and freeing up time for direct client care. Second is to personalize therapies more efficiently. For example, AI tools could generate customized stimuli and treatment plans based on clients' needs, profile goals, and also their needs. Then it also help us to ensure that our diagnosis is more accurate. Even though AI doesn't directly replace our clinical judgment, but it offers a data-driven insight, and also to help us to detect the most little and subtle markers of disorder and assist in early identification. And also, it also help support our professional growth and innovation because it could assist with training, even simulate some clinical scenarios and provide feedback timely for clinicians. In the following, I will showcase 3 examples that I actually use in my SLP practicum. The first one is the language sample analysis, because in SLP we would like to collect a language sample from our client, for example, from our children client when they're having free play or doing a structural treatment activities. In this example, I use Google AI Studio, but there is also some other tools just like Whisper AI from OpenAI and or Otter.ai, or even the built-in function in Apple devices that could help to transcribe the whole audio taped recording and even separate speakers and generate accurate written transcript for analysis. And also I ask AI to do the further analysis, including to calculate the means of each utterance and to identify the patterns, especially the linguistic pattern, how many elements or the length of each utterance that he is using. It saves time and reduces manual errors in doing such analysis. The second example that AI could help is to help creating personalized stimuli. For ST, we need to create a lot of tailor-made word lists or visual prompts, visual cues, so that our client could produce sentence or utterance that are aligned with our desirable outcome or using target sentence pattern. In this example, I have been using Microsoft Pilot inputting prompts so that it creating contextualized picture that I will show the client and ask him or her to describe. It also need to be very careful that the prompts inputted need to be very specific so that the output that generated picture would be culturally related relevance. For example, for serving ethnic minority students, we need to be very careful not to creating something that will violate their religious belief or relevance to their cultural background. I also have been using Canva AI for creating interactive game in short period of time. For example, this is a sound play game. The big and small dots are corresponding to big and small sounds to elicit from non-verbal or emerging language stage client. Another example, I was using Canva.ai to help me to do, apart from the traditional printed word card, I use it to create a flip card interactive game that was deployed into the internet immediately after my prompts. So it would be very handy, ready to use on iPad, and also shareable to other clinicians. And more importantly, it could be shared to the client and their parents so that a home practice will be supported. The last example is to assist clinical writing. AI tools could help to draft and revise short notes, progress report, and assessment summaries. I myself usually use Google Gemini, but of course other AI tools could use it. It could be included prompts to match clinical tone, structures, and terminologies, and it helps to turn very rough draft into full documentation, and also it helps enhance consistency and clarity, especially when have to write for multiple caseloads. Is definitely helping a lot. Last but not least, I would like to share some consideration when using AI. First of all, it's about data privacy, because AI tools need to access some sensitive client data. Clinicians must ensure that we are compliant with local privacy laws and using secure platforms. And second is on the accuracy and reliabilities. AI generated output may sometimes contain errors or misinterpretation, so also need to verify the result against clinical judgment, and effort must be made to avoid bias, and especially from those from underrepresented linguistic and cultural backgrounds. Those may not be fully represented or considered in AI models. And also ethical use, that a client and caregiver should be informed that when AI tools were used in the assessment or therapy, and also clinicians must be transparent about the role of AI and avoid over-reliance on automated decision. More important, AI is only a support tool, not a substitution of clinical expertise, and we still need to make our own professional judgment. That's all I would like to share today. Thank you for listening. Hope that these experience and example will help you.